Yep. Nope. The drop and revs is also quite... Oh! I don't know if you saw the front end flying. Alright, I'm sure everyone else can Google the specs for us. Most importantly, I expect this video to do quite well because this is probably one of the most requested cars and attainable cars. Very limited, but it was possible to get, and actually, as a matter of fact, we worked, I believe, 18 months to make it happen, but we couldn't. It was like something coming in between. Anyway, Alfa Romeo, Giulia, GTAm, so before GTA 6. All the bad jokes aside, very limited special edition, only 500 of them made. And to be precise, this one is number 10. So it's actually being said which number you have. Unlike some manufacturers say this is just like one of 500. And which one it actually is, no one knows. While we're already on the inside, let me walk you through my favorite details. So all the Alcantara, the back seat is out. So the only seat that it has is actually cage is having a seat on the back seat. Anyway, we have Sparco Italian fire extinguisher, just in case, because it's of course also Italian car. Can we make that joke? I don't know, maybe. Lots and lots of beautiful carbon fiber, stitching, and all the other fancy, beautiful details. I really love the seats. They're also very comfortable and very track spec-ish. And the front, we have massive brakes. The tires on the front are 265 and 285 on the rear, with lots of details. More importantly, compared to the stock Giulia, we have this very beautiful wing. It's beautiful, it generates definitely downforce, but it also, I think, generates lots of drag, because on high speeds, once you hit the 5th gear, the car just goes on the brake, and it feels like with the high speed the drag becomes like quite marginal, and that becomes an issue. Just a quick look at the beautiful Akrapovic central pipe. The sound is fantastic, everything is great. Does it have trunk space? Actually quite nice. It's probably special electric charger. We have also some bracing in the back. It's actually good. This feels also very light. Maybe it's something, some composite roof, definitely. The doors also feel very light. But the biggest downside of this car, after doing 2 laps, we have ducktail, we have the wing, we have actually the whole system. On the front, however, we have nothing. We have, so it seems, some extension. We could extend something. It is already maximum extended, because otherwise you would go further back, I guess. Yeah, you would slide it back. So it is on the maximum attack, but that unfortunately is just an extendable lip. I'm trying to feel how far it goes. Yeah. So, I mean, I can give you my opinion, but the video don't lie. Check out Garden, the section where the car usually jumps straight. In this case, the car almost made a wheelie, and quite often with all the other sections, the front end was lifting by a lot. So that was the only downside of the car being imbalanced. But would I take this as an imperfection? The only imperfection among everything else? Yeah, absolutely. The fixed pedal shifts, that's my general complaint to every kind of car that has them. But for the rest, great emotion, great handling, minus the stock alignment and the front end grip. And everything else, great. Lots of carbon fiber. Are you glued on? Is this glue? I don't know. I'm gonna be very pedantic about it. Right, I guess you want to see the lap. Actually done 2. So 1 warm-up and then 1 more. So enjoy. Quick shameless plug before the onboard. We're doing autumn sale on my website Nürburgring.com that has Nürburgring licensed products that I have helped to co-develop or design, such as Nürburgring guides, poster, socks, you name it. Use code Misha15 and get 15% discount on all the products that are not discounted already until the end of October. And now, let's go for a lap. All right, a lot of things I want to say to you guys. First of all, very special moment. It's been 8 months in development that I've been trying to drive this car, trying to organize it together with the owner, but always something came in between, or the car was not ready, or he couldn't do it, so we finally made it happen. I have quite high expectations of this car, and also of this video, because this is one of the most requested cars probably from the doable cars that we could get on the channel. So let's see. This might be also quite a long video, because if I like it very well, very much, I might try to do a second lap after warming up the tires and everything. Another disclaimer, the owner told me that the car's geometry feels a bit off. So maybe I will not do a second lap if I feel that the car setup is not ideal. Okay, we really need to warm up these Cup 2 tires, because they're really new, unused, and cold. And I already put the car in race mode, which means ESC is fully off. Everything is off. And according to what the owner told me, when these cars were introduced and they were doing like press drives with the cars, there was absolutely a big no-no to run these cars in race mode, because apparently this is the most crashed car of any press car, because once they were putting it in race mode, it was just everyone went in the wall. So hopefully I'll do a bit better than that. One point of complaint immediately before we even warm up and feel the driving characteristics, just general, not only this car, I freaking hate fixed pedal shifts. I really do not know why people do it. Someone commented once on my video saying, like, in case you're counter steering, you're in a drift, you always know what the upshift and what the downshift pedal is. Well, if I'm counter steering, my hands are also always kind of more or less on the same position, and I know when to do. As a driver, I want to be able to upshift and downshift always in the best possible way, also in corners. The bottom line is, if fixed solution would have been better for whatever reason, they would run fixed solution of pedal shifts in F1, but they don't in all the other racing either. So I don't know where it comes from, what the idea is. Ferrari does it, Alfa does it, McLaren does it, and some manufacturers as well, I think Lamborghini. So all the Italians, it's a really Italian thing. Anyway, as we start driving, I'm starting to notice a lot of other things about the car. So it doesn't have a lot of torque on the higher rev range. Not that it's a problem. The car can use, compared to the wing, it's really rear biased, because the front end lifts a lot. You can actually probably see it. You can hear also front tires squealing. There's not enough grip on low speed section on the front as well. The mechanical mechanical trip, that could be a merch idea. The mechanical grip on the front axle is also in general on low speed corners also not that great, but this mostly has to do with the alignment, because you can hear the car understeer, but that, to be fair, I think has to do with the wing. Or maybe that the tires are getting warm now. That probably as well. We'll try to do a second lap, but it doesn't feel like there's gonna be much more in it. Quite dirty here, so we need to watch out. Definitely do not want to join the press club of people crashing this car. Can you even buy them still? Probably second hand, but yeah, new would be impossible. So yeah, the front end grip is really bad. Could be that it has to do that the wing is aggressive, but it's in neutral position. You can adjust it, but I think, like most of the cars, for all the reasons, the rear aero is just way more aggressive than the front is, so I have to deal with that. What I do want to say, what is phenomenal, what is really great, are the brakes. There's fantastic brake pedal feel, it's super stiff. The brake power is also amazing, because those are massive. I didn't read the brochure, I have no idea how big or small they actually are. It was quite impressive. I don't know, I'll leave through here because I don't feel comfortable to go flat out through there. The modularity of braking is also quite really like a race car. The brake pedal is really stiff. You do have a brake booster, of course, because it's a road car at the end of the day, but there's a very thin line between triggering ABS and just providing the maximum stopping power. So here you can see how much the front end is actually bouncing, and we are in race modes, so we could put the suspension in mid. I guess this is like even like more softer, I've been told by the owner. Yep. Nope. I don't know if you could see that it go through the corner. That was horrible. That was super dangerous. The car was just like a bag of salsiccia. What else has a 4 more shape on salsiccia? Honestly, I do not think it's gonna make sense for me to do a second lap, because oh, that was spicy. Woohoo! Even though we have traffic, of course, it's gonna get also maybe even busier. My biggest problem, understeer in the carousel, my god. Okay, I would like to do round 2 with this car or another car, but we need to redo the setup because it's super understeery, super sketch. I'm kind of sad, but I don't think I think you need to really like put the bigger splitter on the front. But yeah, it's basically not a quick fix. Alright, I'm gonna be quiet from now on. No Whipperman challenge picture, unfortunately. So I'm gonna focus on the driving. The front ends flying. I think it's a big aero balance difference. I wish we had a race tracker photographer through there. Also here, the front end just like massively lifts. So I think the back wing generates lots of downforce, whereas the front is just zero nothing. Good. I mean, aside from the front end, that the back end is making too much downforce, because that was true Flansguard, and you could clearly see the front end just like really flies off. So that needs to be balanced. So this is imbalanced. I don't know if the car or the setup, but knowing the components, usually splitters are not that extreme on production spec cars. We have 3 stripes of a fuel tank left. I didn't check the gas tank before going on, so should we try to do one more lap? Will we be able to? Let's try to do one more lap, right? Because I mean, such a unique car. It's gonna quickly drop the tire pressures. then we go again, right? Let's see. Second lap with the car back in. The front tires at the end of the lap were 2.6 bar. I think 1.9 towards 2 bar with the Cup 2s should be optimal, so they were a bit hot, of course. More importantly, I checked the wing, and from the quick look that I had, out of 4 positions, or out of 5, basically it was more on the lower spectrum, so not the most extreme one. Okay, so let's try again. I really like the sound of the exhaust because it reminds me of a GT2 RS. This really turbo warble, especially the downshifts. The crapwatch system is really amazing. Controllable, and what I believe the reason for the high downforce wing is probably because how playful the car is, because at the end of the day it's just rear-wheel drive, unlike the G series BMW. It's not all-wheel drive, and you could use all that extra spicy Italian power on all the wheels. So what happened now is the car went in oversteer, it snapped almost, but it actually regained grip. So as I tried to counter steer, it actually got grip and almost went the other way. So big wing works, but it doesn't have the front end to compensate for that. But while we are kind of stuck in traffic, I want to talk to you about the car in general. I haven't had too much of a detailed look, but when I look at the whole assembly, what the hell is ahead of us? Like this yellow thing. Is that some Polski Fiat with 5 billion horsepower? Looks something very spicy. But what I want to say is all the details on the car are really nice. Like Alcantara, the fire extinguisher, roll cage. It looks very, very good. So are we... Dude, brother! Like, I mean, fair play. We should not go 3 wide, but with a bit of spatial awareness, don't move over to the left when there's a car next to you. Oh well. Well, at least you passed everyone else so far. Understeer, understeer. Okay, off we go, and that's the place where the GT3 behind us is going to get frustrated probably, because on this high-speed corner section I'm not feeling comfortable enough to be pushing. Oh, we have traffic ahead of us anyway. Rental cars, so always watch out. So many sections flat. Shout out to the license plate owner over there, Bell of S. Fuel, we have 2 things, I don't know. 2 out of previously 3, so a bit less fuel, but it's still not 1. So we should have enough. No! What the hell, man? I don't know why the GoPros keep doing that. Sometimes it just dies. Thank you. What's the Golf gonna do? Controllable oversteer. Brakes are really my favorite part of the car, probably. Right wheel lifted so bad. Bold, but it shouldn't be. I mean, it doesn't have to be like that. I want to build a front splitter for this car so badly. Thumbs up to the Ruby Stone Red GT3. That was the favorite part. Me following him following me. Now the final verdict. Too much downforce on the back. Also feels draggy, but because at like 5th and 6th gear, the car really loses like the will to pull. Could be 5 billion different reasons why, but let's put it that way. I really loved it. Out of the box handling. Alignment can use some work, of course, because it's It's a road car. It's a track car capabilities that's supposed to go on the road, so the alignment is not as crazy spicy. But alignment aside, I think it definitely needs front end grip, aero grip to match the rear wing, because it was really dangerous, and I wouldn't call it directly undrivable, but it was quite sketchy. And now we are in the red when it comes to fuel. So, but if you fix that, it's going to be an amazing car. I don't know if I would want to have different kind of suspension settings, but if you're going to go on track, it's a completely different story. So it's irrelevant if when you add more grip on the front, it would make it more planted, so maybe suspension wouldn't be that big of an issue. But I don't know. I'm just trying to think, like, did I expect something better? Did I expect something worse? My honest take is quite often with these like super special models, other than like Porsche, but yeah, GT3 RS, it's really actually you pay way too much more money for stuff that actually doesn't do stuff. So in this case it's partially true because the front end is not that great, but everything else, look, I freaking love the way the car looks, and every single detail, every stitching, every badge, every not every, but like that fire extinguisher over there, the roll cage, the massive over-engineered brakes for this car. Everything is just awesome. Even if the car would drive like shit, I would probably still say, you know what, the looks and the amount of detail and the limitation factor would be worth it. It drives okay, except for the front doesn't match the back. Now, of course, it might be that I overlooked some settings. We could put the wing a bit less aggressive, but it's really like bad. Maybe there's a splitter that you can extend. I'm sure I would have been told that. So that's the only thing. Everything else, because honestly, when I remember of all my Giulia drives, those were one of the best balanced and fun cars I've driven. I would take a Giulia over an F-Series M3 or M4, like out of the box. It was really good. It's how good this is. But a golden doodle, or yeah, I think it's a golden doodle, something, not labradoodle, because it has a shade of gold. Yeah. So, but let's be honest. So now the final verdict, like, let's be absolutely honest. If I would buy such a car, I would not take it on track. Yes, occasionally, of course, for fun, but not like really for the full competition use or pursue lap times. I'll buy a base Giulia and build it to myself. This is like an amazing collector's item, limited edition, high quality, great components, but yeah, on the track it just doesn't perform as it could be, because fix that and it would be a killer machine, like really killer. That's all. So, loved it. Again, thank you very much for the opportunity. RFX collection. We drove their Huracan STO earlier, SP3, not on the ring though, but on the road. And they have some nice other collection that they invite me to drive, just not on the ring, like Carrera GT or a Valkyrie. Should we take that? Do a Carrera GT Autobahn run? It's not really a thing I'm doing, but what other fun stuff can you do with the high-performing hypercars when you're not doing it on track? Alright, gotta run. Some more laps are calling, so speak soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.